The year is 1944. The place Auschwitz-Birkenau, the most notorious death camp established by the Nazi regime. It is here that Josef Mengele, an ambitious doctor with a twisted mind, begins his reign of terror. Mengele, known as the Angel of Death, is given free rein to conduct horrific experiments on helpless prisoners. He sees himself as a pioneer pushing the boundaries of science. However, his actions are far from scientific. They are barbaric acts of torture and murder, conducted under the guise of research. Mengele's arrival at Auschwitz marks a dark turn in the camp's history. He joins a regime that already dehumanizes and brutalizes its victims. But Mengele brings a new level of cruelty. He is obsessed with genetics and the idea of creating a master race. He sees the prisoners, particularly twins, as expendable subjects for his twisted experiments. His arrival strikes fear into the hearts of the prisoners. They know that being selected by Mengele means facing unimaginable suffering. Mengele's presence casts a long shadow over Auschwitz. He is a constant reminder of the depths of human depravity. His experiments become notorious for their cruelty and disregard for human life. He operates with impunity, his superiors turning a blind eye to his atrocities. In fact, they encourage his work, seeing it as a way to advance their racial ideology. Mengele's time at Auschwitz is a chilling example of what happens when science is divorced from ethics. The camp becomes a living laboratory for Mengele's twisted experiments. He operates on children without anesthesia, injects them with deadly diseases, and subjects them to unimaginable pain. His goal is not to heal or to understand, but to satisfy his own curiosity and further the Nazi agenda. Mengele's experiments are a stain on the history of medicine and a stark reminder of the horrors that can occur when power goes unchecked. The arrival of each new transport of prisoners at Auschwitz is a scene of chaos and terror. Families are torn apart, their belongings confiscated, their heads shaved. But amidst this horror, a new horror awaits: the selection. Mengele, with a flick of his wrist, decides the fate of thousands. He separates the strong from the weak, the useful from the useless. Those deemed unfit for work are sent directly to the gas chambers. Others, particularly twins, are chosen for Mengele's experiments. The selection process is arbitrary and brutal. Mengele, with a cold detachment, surveys the lines of terrified prisoners. He looks for specific physical characteristics, particularly in children, twins, dwarfs, anyone with unusual features. He sees these individuals not as human beings but as specimens to dissect and analyze. His selections are made with a chilling indifference to the suffering he inflicts. A nod of his head, a wave of his hand, and a life is condemned. For those selected for Mengele's experiments, the terror is just beginning. They are pulled from the lines, separated from their families, and herded into a separate barracks. They live in constant fear, knowing that at any moment they could be subjected to painful and often deadly procedures. The selection process is a constant reminder of the precariousness of their existence. Each day could be their last. The selections are a stark reminder of the Nazis' systematic dehumanization of the Jews and other groups deemed undesirable. Mengele's role in this process highlights the way in which science was used to justify and facilitate genocide. His actions are a chilling example of how easily human compassion can be eroded in the face of ideology and power. The selection ramp at Auschwitz stands as a testament to the horrors inflicted in the name of racial purity. Mengele's obsession with twins is well documented. He sees them as a unique opportunity to unlock the secrets of genetics. He believes that by studying twins, he can unravel the mysteries of heredity and manipulate human traits. But his methods are far from scientific. He subjects twins to horrific experiments, often without anesthesia, causing immense pain and suffering. Mengele's twin experiments are as varied as they are cruel. He draws blood, extracts bone marrow, and injects them with various substances, including diseases. He performs amputations and organ removals, often without any medical justification. His goal is not to cure or to treat, but to observe the effects of his interventions on the twins' bodies. He keeps meticulous records of his experiments, documenting every detail of their suffering. The twins selected for Mengele's experiments are subjected to a living hell. They endure painful procedures, constant fear, and the loss of their siblings. They are treated as objects, not human beings. Mengele's experiments leave them physically and emotionally scarred, haunted by the horrors they have witnessed and endured. Mengele's obsession with twins exemplifies the perverse logic of Nazi ideology. He believes that he can manipulate human genetics to create a master race. His experiments are a testament to the dangers of scientific ambition unchecked by ethical considerations. The suffering he inflicted on countless twins stands as a chilling reminder of the horrors of the Holocaust. Among the many victims of Mengele's twin experiments, the story of Eva and Miriam Moses stands out. These young girls, ripped from their mother's arms upon arrival at Auschwitz, become subjects of Mengele's cruel curiosity. They endure unimaginable pain and suffering, subjected to injections, blood transfusions, and other horrific procedures. But through it all, their bond remains unbreakable. Eva recounts the horrors of Mengele's experiments with a chilling clarity. She remembers the icy touch of his instruments, the pain that shot through her body, the fear that consumed her every waking moment. She remembers seeing other twins die, their small bodies ravaged by Mengele's experiments. Yet she and Miriam clung to each other, their love and support giving them the strength to survive. Despite the horrors they endured, Eva and Miriam never gave up hope. They drew strength from each other, from the memory of their family, and from the belief that one day they would be free, and free they were. After the liberation of Auschwitz, Eva and Miriam were among the few survivors of Mengele's experiments. They emerged from the camp, scarred but unbroken, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Eva Moses Kor dedicated her life to sharing her story and advocating for forgiveness and reconciliation. Her story is a powerful reminder of the horrors of the Holocaust and the importance of fighting against intolerance and hatred.